So for the last session, we have started with this assignment experiment number 7, right? So where we are supposed to get with the contents of GDT, LDT, and IDT. Right? Default content we are going to take it here. So we are going to display with the message. Right? So initial part which we have done. So we need to have these contents depending on the P bit, that is a part of your control register. Right? So control register, that structure we have discussed. Right? So where we are having P bit, protection enable bit, if it has been set, then it will be expected that the processor is in a protected mode, or else it is in a real mode. Right? So not only with this control register 0, CR0, but it will be having a few records, right? So that we need to have, or it will be maintained with the help of control register, so that it will be getting an information related with the interrupt also, like IDT table, not only with the changed values, whatever if it will be having change in the real mode. Okay, so this it will be a default value that we need to get, right? So for that will be required with the display part, so that we have initialized here, displaying the content, and this it will be a reserve bytes which we are required for displaying the content, right? So as we are having, or which we have discussed for the yesterday session, that GDT and the contents of the GDTR, it will be maintained with the help of limit and base. Okay, so where we'll be having with the few 16-bit value and few 32-bit. So together it will be having a 48-bit values, right? So that we need to maintain, right? As overall contents of GDT, and global descriptor table, register content. Okay. Next, it will be having a part of LDT, local descriptor table. So local descriptor table only it will be maintained with the value of 16-bit value or content, which will be displayed. And for IDT again, it will be having with the part of which we are referring it as in the form of your 48-bit contents, right? So depending on the structure, right? So already we have discussed enough part in the yesterday's session, theoretical point. So before going to this, we need to have these theoretical concepts with you, then only it will be easy for you to follow. Okay. So it will be having with the control register. So for that data we need to retrieve it here, right? So that initial part we have done, which we need to display to the output window, and theoretical part which we require, so that we have discussed, right? So now today we'll continue with this, and mostly we end it with this part. Now, so first what we want to get, we want to display the message, right? Initial message, that is a we are given it as any message which we are having. We are giving it name as WMSG. Okay. Underscore length to display with the message. Okay. So here will be required one more instruction, right? So that will identify the content, or that will check the content, read the content of control 0 register, and it will put the content in a EX register. Okay, so which has those, right? So we'll get to the description about this also. Just 1 minute. Okay, so required with the instruction which will be reading the defaults, because few instructions, as I told, that will be using it directly at the time of program. Okay, so let me share this screen. Okay, so this is one more instruction, right? So you are able to get with this PDF file, right? Yes. Okay, so this is training for this. Okay, so what this instruction it is, that is a store machine status word. So it will be having with the content, or store the machine status word to EA or EAX register in the form of word, right? So here we are going to refer the content or what operation it will be having. It is word content of control register, right? So it will be stores SMSW, it will be stores the machine status word. Okay, that is whatever the current status which is there. So that content we are going to, or part of control register 0, it will be copied and it will be saved in a EAX register. That is the work of this instruction, which will be specifically using. So for this, it will be not affecting any flag, right? So if it is in the protected mode, so that also it will be identified. Okay, if the result it will be non-writable, then segment will be having, right? So it will be taking care of both real mode and protected mode if it is, and also for virtual mode. Okay, so it will be having with the same content as a real mode, but it will be taking these, or it will be retrieving these content. Okay, because what is our first ultimate aim is we need to get with the content of P protection enable bit, then only we can decide whether we are in the real mode or protected mode, right? So just this instruction with which we can perform. So why I'm giving this instruction or description about it? So this I have referred it from the manual, right? So uh, which already has shared on the Moodle. So while doing the study also, you need to have a specific instruction. If you need to get with the meanings, what you can do, just you can make the control F, find, and just get with that instruction. You need to go for thoroughly with all the instructions. That it will be easiest way to get with these instructions or to familiar with these instructions, because it will as a syllabus point of view, you need to anyhow you need to go for this, but I'm giving this as a specifically for those who want to work in this. Okay, or as I told, we'll be having a good future those who are want to work in a security, right? So security area, it might be for cyber security or internet security, network security. For them it is one of the aspects, right? So for assembly level language, you need to understood, because most of the time you are studying it as just as a part of your syllabus, right? So but if you're having that approach, so it will be, you can use this for your further usage. Okay, so this it will be the instruction, right? So we'll move towards our control, right? So just I'm giving an approach how we are going to do your further things, right? Now, so in this, first we need to retrieve the content, and so hopefully you are able to get with this screen. Yes, okay. That is the instruction which you are going to have SM, SW, and EX. That is the content of control register are going to read, and it will be into EX. Right. So what we'll do, we'll move that content one by one, whatever these contents are there, which is in the form of data. Right. So we have taken with one value C0, control register 0, and data. Okay, so these values will take it from EAX to for making further checking. Okay, so what values it will be having. Okay, then next we'll be having one more instruction, that is rotate. Okay, so which will be checking you with the MSB bit. So here what we want to check with the MSB bit for this. So for it we will be having one more instruction, ROR, comma 1. So what it will do, it will check the P bit if it has been 1. Okay, if it will be expecting it as a protected mode, else if it is in a real mode. If it is yes, if it is getting, then PR mode, protected mode, it's variable, or we can say it as it will be one of the procedure that we can call, and will display the message. Okay, so R if not. Okay, so it will be with the message, right? So I think we have a name for this, or real mode. Okay, so if it is not there, okay, if it is there, then it will be jump to this procedure, to whatever the procedure for protected mode, else it will display it is in a default else condition, that is in a real. Okay, we'll get it with the further part for this with the protected mode or real mode, whatever value which we are going to have. So we need to display it. Okay, so if it is not real mode, then what we need to have? We need to get with the procedure protected mode, right? Display with the content. With the message will display first, right? So display disp is the macro, right? So we are calling with the macro, and what message it will be having? That is a protected mode. If it is in a real mode, then we need to get it with the other part, or else if it is in a protected mode, then we need to perform with the next, right? So which we are giving it as the next one. Okay, we are giving some procedure calls, which is it will be in the real mode. Then we need to get it with one by one content, right? So with the help of instruction which we have discussed, right? So that is a SGDT, SLGDT, that is a so interrupt descriptor table, local descriptor table. So that contents which you are going to have, or which you have here, the variables which you have used as a reserve for this, right? Sorry, that is these contents we need to take. Okay, whatever it is, whether it is in a protected mode or whether it is in real. Now, after displaying that, if it is in a real mode, then we'll display for this content. That is a SGDT. So for this also, you can able to get with the meaning for this instruction SGDT store content of GDT register. Okay, SLDT. Okay, and the contents of LDT, local descriptor table, and SIDT. That is a IT content. Okay, so it will be taken for this global descriptor as 48 bit, right? So for this it will be taking a 16 bit, right? And for this it will be taking it as an again 48, right? So that is a limit and base. So that structure which of the diagram which I have shown, right? So that we need to remember what value it will bring. Okay, so we'll get with the message. So what contains it having? GDT message, right? And message underscore length, right? So it will be displayed with this content. Now for the further, we need to get the details, right? So values which are going to have, which is with some additional bit that we need to read from this, right? So just need to right, so that it will put it. Okay, so this it will be displayed the contents, right? And we need to which will be having with the additional bit, so that we are going to take it here. So therefore move bx additional bit as it will be in the form of limit bit with the 4-bit additional, which we are going to have either it is for the limit, right? So it will be get with the actual values. Okay, so when you are going to get with these values, right? So when we are actually call with this, okay, so it will be taking the content of your ESI, okay, or indexing values which are there, and it will be taking these number, right? So whatever the values are there, so it will be taking it with the 4-digit value. Okay, load these number of digits to with the display. Okay, or the content which you are going to have, which will be used for complete values that we need to display. So every time we need to get with this 4 bit. Okay, it will be generally required for GDT. Okay, and it will be required for IDT. Okay, for LDT, mostly it will be having with the only 16 bit, that it will be sufficient. Okay, so for that purpose, we'll take with the function, right? So which will be taking with the we will take it as an call to the procedure. Okay. Display number. Okay, so it will be called with that definition with the 4 bit. Same it will be done for GDT with the other content which we are going to have. Okay, so it will be having with the specific limit, right? So which you are going to take or which you are going to display for this. Okay, so as it will be having with the few bit, which will be limit, few bit, it will be a base. So you are going to take with the whole complete part. That's with the help of getting your complete message. Okay. So in the first bit we are going to get. So for the next bit, the data that you are going to retrieve, which will be for next contents, right? So again, it will be done with the help of what is the use for this or what operation it will be doing, right? So with the message or with the procedure that we are able to get. Okay, next, what if it will be doing, right? So it will be having with the complete message. For that, we need to display with the formatting with the, I think maybe with the column message. Okay, with this column we can give. So complete message it will be having with the bifurcation. So how it will be done, that also we will see. Okay, and ultimately final contents of GDT. So whatever which we have retrieved, that is of ultimately 48 bit. Out of that, first 4, then next 2 bit, and complete the which will be having it as an overall your P bit. So it will be having a number of contents for this, right? So that we also display here. Number or actual contents. Okay, so this it will be for GDT. Now we'll get it for display for LDT. Okay, LDT message with contents. And so now here it will be having only with the 16 bits, so we'll take directly for these values. Okay. So these values it will be again complete values with that it will be displayed, right? So here we will not require with the additional bit, but we need to get with the numbers it will be having. Okay, so it will be having with the function for this display. Okay, so it will be for LDT, local descriptor table. Now it will be for, we'll get it to the content for interrupt descriptor table. Okay. First with the message. Every time first we'll display with the message and then we'll get with the content, right? So it will be also having with the same format, right? So we can get with the content of LDT, whatever values are there, we'll call for the function. It will be taking with the values, right? Now further messages that it will be having it as in the form of sorry, right? So first we'll get it to the first 4 bit. It's as like your GDT, right? So with same format here will be followed GDT 4 bit. Next bit we are taking it as an IDT. IDT with a 4 bit, then IDT with next bit, right? So it will be following with the same form, all for the procedure. Okay, and ultimately with the column So it will be taking with the dividation of these values. Few bits are reserved, right? So for that purpose, we'll be taking with the few bit, with the 4-bit and few with the 2-bit and colon, which will be segregated with these values. Okay, so what values we having, that we'll see with the actual structure. Okay, message comma 1, right? And then complete content of these IDT. Underscore procedure. Okay, so this it will be the content which we are going to display. Okay, and after checking with this, we'll get it with the exit. Right now here, as we are not displayed any message, directly we can call with this exit function. Right. Otherwise, if you want to display, you can display the message also. Okay. System call for this, and okay, now almost we'll be having with the content which we are going to have only a part of your this display function. Okay, so what it will be having, that procedure or that definition of this display, that we'll see. Okay, so here I need to check. So every time we are pointing it with the ESI. Okay, so it will be with the buffer space. So this buffer space, it will be referred as complete content of this register. So control register 0, CR0, we are going to take with the complete values from it. And these also it will be having a referred as a part of your DDT, LDT and IDT, right? So to display with these values, we need to have with the segregation or bifurcation of these. Few are reserved, few are having with the, as we have checked with the MSB bit. So to check with that, first we'll take it with this procedure, which will be displaying the further contents of the register. Okay, so we'll take it the one by one content first. No, ESI with the buffer. It's, I think they are given with some variable with the buffer space. So this buffer space. Okay, so we'll take the right. That is a pnum underscore buffer. Okay, so it will be taking with the buffer space. And so now what we'll do, we'll take with the, as we're taking the 4-bit, so it will be loading with these 4-bit first, okay, which is as a part of your numbers of a digit. Okay, so it will be displayed these content. One is with the lower bit and higher bit. Okay, so as we are generally referring, it is the contents in a DL and DH, right? So or sorry, AL and AH. So we are going to here will refer that registers, that is for lower bit and higher bit. We'll check these for whether it is greater than 9 or less than 9 for that. And then for this, we'll take one more register with which it will be checked. That is a for first 4-bit. And CL with a lower bit. Next, that's it will be taking with the loading these values, okay, load and count of these complete contents, okay, which we are going to have with the 4-bit, and it will be done with the complete number. Okay, so which one to display. Right, so we'll now check with the values which are greater than 9 or less than 9. So for that, we'll take one label for this or function procedure which will be done. Right, so it will be now our rotating with the value first and checking with whether it is a lower bit is having the number less than 9 or greater than 9. Okay, so that is the TL comma. So whatever the contents of lower bit, it will be moved by 10 to DL. ending for this DL with 0FH. Right, so here while displaying the content, we need to check whether that values, okay, so which we are having in a control register or the contents of your LDT, IDT, that it will be to calculate the ASCII code, okay, and if it is there, then we'll compare it with respect to, or that it will be added with this. We'll compare for this, compare with the 39H, right? If it is below, jump it, then directly if that number it will be less than 39H, it will be getting your addition, right? Add with the value, or else 30th it will be added for this. That's the reason. Okay, one. Okay, so here we need to get with the content or store with this ASCII code in the buffer, and that will point it to next byte. Okay, so directly instead of adding it, so here we added that if the value is greater than 9, so it will be added. So else if it will be not, then we need to store that ASCII and it will be pointing the next byte. So it will be getting you a new value which you are going to display for every, for either it is GDT, for every content of LDT and IDT also. Okay, so move. So whatever we have taken it in the buffer, the DL content, it will be for first, next, for second. Right, so one by one 4-bit contents which we are having, right, so that will be continued. Okay, so if it is not 0, so this loop it should be continued till that time. Right, so, okay, right, so it will be this, it will be continued till for every value. After doing that, we need to take all these contents and display the numbers, final ultimate output that we need to display, right? So because when we are doing it this conversion, right, so we need to check whatever the values are there finally from the buffer, right? So we'll move these values the num underscore buffer, and finally contents of, so this it will be required for making your, so this loop, right? So display loop it will be having with a content of, you're checking with the complete bit, 4-bit values which are going to have, or additional bit which are going to have, right? So this GDT, if we'll consider it as a GDT, global descriptor table, so it is having a one section which is of a 16-bit and another it is of 32-bit. So we need to get with that difference because it will be not having the overall 32 plus 32, but here we'll be having a bifurcation for that. So that's why we need to check these values. So what it is having in the limit and what it is having in the base. So these both content we are segregating, we are bifurcating it, and whatever the difference that you are able to get, so these contents we are need to display it here. Okay, by using this display now. Okay, so what we are having is in the IDT. Okay, make some different thing. Correct. So this it will be for first content of your GDT. Display with the message, display the content. Then we have done it for column, and so this is a complete loop will be for contents of GDT after displaying a message. Next, it will be for LDT. This it will be for IDT only. So this it will be for LDT, directly 16-bit value we can able to display it here. Next, it will be for right. Okay, so this will be having a message length. So here we are given the for IDT. We have given it as right iMessage, right? So right, so it might be having with the error for this line. Okay, thank you. Right, so we'll save this part, right, and we'll go for the compilation. Okay, so what contents it will be having, right? So that will see it. Okay. So what care you have to take, right? So it will be having with the appropriate variables, right? So here the line of code or whatever we can say it as logical part, it will be less. Just as you need to display the content as it is, but while displaying, you need to take care of these variables. Okay. So we have taken it in the documents. Experiment 7 is there, right? So Amazon ALF 64 XP7.0 and EXP7.ac. Now at least we need to get to this part. Right? So if it will be having any syntactical errors, so hopefully it is not having any error for this. We'll load for this EXP7.4 and executable file. We'll take it to the EXP7. Is that the output file. So this let's do it. So it has been created this object file, but let me check with this. Output file is one more space left on the device. Okay. So you are taken with the enough buffer size. Okay, so let me check executable if it is there or not. Okay. Not because it is not created with this executable file. So let me check what is the issue. So we'll do copy this. Okay, so if it is disconnected, rejoin with the same link.